What's up, peeps? I just got off work, driving home, doing my thing, working hard, you know what I mean? Doing the things that these scam artists like the ones who offer CCW concierge services and stuff like that. Yeah, they can't. They ain't like me. You know what I mean? They can't do what I do. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the know-how. They don't have the ability. And let's talk about that scam for a little bit. The CCW concierge service scam. Okay. I was asking AI to go through and list the prices of what this scam is going to cost people, and saying something like $500 plus you got to pay $15 a month for membership. So it's like, not only do you have to pay for their service, you have to maintain a membership at the same time while you have this CCW. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like a membership service also? What the hell is going on here, dude? Any dude who needs to pay another person, you know what I mean? Any person out there that needs to pay another person to file and fill out their CCW paperwork is a freaking simp, dude. You know what I mean? You're a cuck. You know what I mean? That cuck Bianco. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. What the hell's up with these people? Do they really think they can freaking charge people for a constitutional right? And they think they could get away with it. They're like nobody like me and us is gonna call them out. You know what I mean? Come on, people. You know what I mean? We're not that stupid. They think we're stupid, but we're not. Okay? We are pro se America out there, people. Okay? We know a lot more than what they want us to know. We see a lot more than what they want us to see, and that is exactly why they don't like me. You know, why these organizations back up people like Mark Skoglund, and how CRPA and other organizations tell me things like, we got great relationship with the CCW unit, and we don't want to upset them. Dude, that's your job, is to upset them. If they're violating your members' rights and denying their CCW, yeah, you better start upsetting people, because they'd rather us get upset, the members, the dues-paying members, rather than upset Mark Skoglund and the CCW unit, who, according, like I said, somebody who keeps in contact with me but's afraid to let anyone know that they still speak to me, said that he was forced into retirement, and then another dude showed up, and hopefully the new person isn't another Mark Skoglund. Hey, new CCW coordinator, don't ask anyone about their religion, okay? Don't be an idiot like Mark Skoglund and get forced into retirement because you're asking the wrong questions to the wrong people, okay? Don't be like him. I'm not against CCW permits. I willingly attained my CCW in Arizona. I didn't even need to when I lived in Arizona. It's a constitutional carry state, because I wanted to, in case I did get pulled over with the weapon, I wanted to ease the mind of the police officer by handing him a CCW, letting him know, hey, I've been vetted, I have a background check, and it worked every time. No cop ever gave me any issues in Arizona. They never disarmed me. They never did anything. All they did was just give me a warning. You know what I mean? Even Arizona DPS gave me a warning, and people are saying DPS never gives warning. Okay? Why? Is because he felt very comfortable. We started speaking. We started talking about, just things and this and that. And he was very cool, very sociable, very nice person. And that's the reason why I got my CCW in Arizona. I still have a CCW in Arizona. I have it to this day. I could buy firearms. I have an FFL. I have a COE, a certificate of eligibility, which means that I could buy weapons that are CNR and leave with it that day. I could have ammo shipped straight to my house. Not every Californian could have ammo shipped to their house. I can. You know what I mean? So I've been very well vetted. I have every background check I passed, and yet for some odd reason, we all know what the reason is. Scallywag Mark Skoglund denied my CCW, thinking I might practice Islam. Now, if a company did that to me, like let's say I went to go apply for a job, and in the middle of that interview, the interviewer leans over and says, "Are you Muslim?" How would society accept that? How would people react with that. Okay? Think about that. Okay? You're going to work for this big old corporation, okay? And that's the question they ask you. Then you don't get the job because the person hiring you assumes and suspects maybe you might be a person that practices Islam. Oh my gosh, that is very bad thing, right? Oh no, I'm being sarcastic, but no, it's not bad. Who cares about people's religion? Everybody has access to the Constitution. Everybody has access to civil rights. Everybody has access to all the amendments of the Constitution. Okay? But not according to Mark Skoglund. You know what I mean? I wonder how many people he mistreated over there in Afghanistan when he was, that maybe that's why he hates Muslims so much and people that practice Islam, is because he did horrible things to them in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Come on, peeps. What's going on here? He's afraid that the people who practice Islam are gonna get retaliation on him or something for what he did over there to them. You know what I mean? Who knows what he did? He could have done anything. Just put your, use your imagination. Why would he come back to the United States after serving, hating people who practice Islam? I don't understand that. Okay? If anything, he should be like, no, I fought for your right to be able to come to America and enjoy our freedoms here as an American. But he doesn't think that. His mind is twisted. You know what I mean? He has a racist, disgusting mind, in my opinion. And he doesn't like certain people with certain tones of skin. I wonder how his kids feel about him, when this knowledge comes out that, yeah, you denied somebody because you thought they were Muslim, and that they practice Islam. I wonder how his wife's going to feel. I wonder if she's going to be embarrassed to be seen with him. Probably not, you know what I mean? Probably not, because, according to, they say all the time, that the children and the spouse of a police officer are worse than them. You know what I mean? So I doubt that they feel any shame or anything, that anything wrong. They'll probably back up his actions. You know what I mean? They probably hate people of color as much as he does, for all we know. Supposedly. You know what I mean? That, who knows? That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I did the research, and AI brought back a couple of prices. It said $500 for the initial, and then $400 for renewal. But you need to maintain some kind of $15 a month membership. You know what I mean? That is stupid, dude. Who's gonna pay $15 a month to some tyrant to help them with a concierge service? You know what I mean? To hell with that. I'm not, people need to wake up. Not only the people, but government officials also need to wake up. The DOJ, the United States Department of Justice, needs to get off their butts and see exactly what's going on here with these concierge services ran by somebody who used to run the department, who is bragging about on CCW Solutions page how he restructured the whole CCW thing for a profit. He's bragging about, I brought in $1.3 million. So that's $1.3 million they charge for a constitutional right. And they're bragging about it. No shame. They think they accomplished something. Bruh, come on, dude. You know what I mean? We need to wake up, okay? And like I always say, I'm not a violent person. I will never use violence. I will always go through the courts and file lawsuits, and I will do it the proper way, because I'm not a freaking weirdo. You know what I mean? I'm not a hateful person like they are, okay? So I just wanted to bring that up to people. I just wanted to let everybody know that he's charging $500 a head plus. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's any premium services or anything, but you guys could check it out for yourselves. Maybe make some inquiries and get some prices for yourself if you're interested in the services or whatever. But I ain't going to use it. You know what I mean? I even if I was going to apply for a CCW, I wouldn't use them. Hell no. Especially after the knowledge of knowing what happened to me. You know what I mean? That is despicable. Those are horrible, disgusting people, dude. And I'm so glad that I don't have family like him or Chad Bianco who kneeled to BLM. You know what I mean? Now let's not forget that when it's time to vote for governor of California, let's not forget how Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco kneeled to BLM in 2020 then 5 years later makes up a story and tries to plaster all over the internet, which is getting very bad comments on it. I'm surprised that they're not deleting the video, but he's getting nothing but negative comments in, you know, like, let's say Gun Owners Radio, where they're trying to, like, you know, bootlick for him, and they're big time bootlickers of Chad Bianco, because he's going to open up doors for these people to profit even more off of your constitutional rights. If Chad Bianco becomes governor, kiss constitutional carry goodbye. He's going to fight against it. How do I know? He's fighting against it now in my case. Look it up. Look at the filings. Look at the motions. Are those filings or are those motions indicator, and is it an indication of somebody who supports the Second Amendment? Is that a Second Amendment champion with the motions he's filing and everything? No! Hell no! And that's why every single gun owner and every single person who wants constitutional carry in California and who wants to be equal in the eyes of God and the law need to be wise to what's really going on with Chad Bianco. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe one day I'll run for governor. You know what I mean? Once my name gets out there and people realize that what I did for constitutional carry in California, who knows? Maybe I might be governor one day. Jerry Brown was governor, and he used to sleep on his friend's living room floor right before he became governor. You know, he was broke. He had nothing. So a broke electrician like me, you know what I mean, could possibly be governor one day. And I'm going to try to make a serious attempt to make that happen. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be like Chili de Castro, where he was all like, I'm going to run for governor. No, I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to freaking do it. And I'm going to do it right. Watch. You'll see. Watch around, you know, not this time because it's a little too late, but watch. 4 years after this election and everything, hopefully, if things go right and I study and I get enough information, my name will be on the ballot. You will see. And I could possibly win. I could be Governor David Vallejos, you know what I mean? And then I will definitely correct California's gun laws, you know what I mean? I will definitely make sure that I am in the fight for California's gun rights. Not a fake like Chad Bianco, not a scam artist, in my opinion, like Mark Skoglund, you know what I mean? Those are the people who are going to take power if Chad Bianco becomes governor. We don't want that, people. We do not want that, okay? Listen to somebody who's went through it. Listen to somebody who has no disqualifying factors in his background. You can run a background check on me all you want. Look, you got my name, David Philip Vallejos. You got my name. You got everything. Run my background. Do you see any convictions? Do you see anything on there at all? No, nothing. So, yeah, all you people just realize that the scam is real and that's what's going on. All right, peeps, take care. I love you all, and be kind to each other, because you know it's a mean, disgusting world out there where you are judged by the color of your skin by people like Mark Skoglund, and they might think that you practice Islam if you have a certain hue of skin that they don't approve of or like. So that's life, people. I love you all. Be kind to each other. Take care. And if you can't find a good person in the world, be that good person. You know what I mean? Fill in the gap.